Hey there, we are going to look at multiplication by 10, 100, and 1,000. What happens when you multiply things by 10, 100, and 1,000? We're going to be looking for a little pattern and how we can, using this pattern, we can kind of figure this multiplication out pretty quickly. Let's start off with some easy ones. 3 times 10, of course, ends up 3 tens are 30. 4 times 10, 4 tens are 40. 5 times 10, of course, is 50. And 8 times 10, of course, is 80. So we're kind of seeing a bit of a pattern here. And that is that whenever we have something times 10, we're adding a 0. Let's look at the colors in the answer, the green and the red. The 8 in the 80, of course, came from the 8 times 10. And the red comes from the single digit, the single 0 that is in the 10. So you can think about the 80 coming from both the 8 and that single 0 that's in the 10. Let's take a look at another one. What about if it was 9 times 10? What would happen that time? Well, the 0 from the 10 would be in the answer, and of course the 9 would join it to give it 90. And that's how the answer gets broken down. And let's take a look at another one, 70. 7 times 10, what happens there? Well, again, of course, the 10 contributes a 0 in the ones column, and the 7 is in the tens column to give me 70. What if we make it a little bit harder? If we go up, we jump up to 100. This time, instead of single 0, there are 2 zeros. 100 is going to contribute the 2 zeros. So in our answer, the 2 zeros came from the 100, and the 7 pops over to make 700. What about if we put the 100 first and the 7 second? Well, nothing really happens. The 100 still contributes 2 zeros to the answer, and then the 7 will be in the hundredths column to make 700. Let's make the numbers even bigger. What about 7 times 1,000? This time we have 3 zeros in the 1,000. So the 1,000 contributes 3 zeros to the answer. And of course, the 7 pops over as well. What about 23 times 1,000? Again, you've got 3 zeros coming over from the 1,000. And then the 23 comes over as well to make 23,000. Hey, let's work backwards. What if we know that the answer is 990 and we want to know what the other two things we multiplied together to make the 990? Well, I know there's a 10 there. So if there's a 10 there, I know that that 10 is going to contribute the 0 in my answer. So if the 10 contributes a 0, that means whatever the blank was had to contribute the 99. So therefore, the 99 was in the blank, and that 0, the red 0, came from the 10. Let's take a look at another one. This time the answer is 1,100 or 1,100. Now I've got a blank times 100. Well, I know that the 100 is going to contribute those 2 zeros. So what's left is the green numbers, which would be 11. So 11 times 100 is 1,100 or 1,100. The numbers are getting a little bigger this time. This one, I would say, is going to be a tricky one. It's going to be a tricky one. Let's check it out. So we have 10,000 equals something times 100. Well, I know that because I've got times 100, that those 2 red zeros are going to come from 100. Then everything else is going to have to go into the blank. And that means that 100 times 100 actually equals 10,000. That's a bit of a tricky one. Okay, I hope there's enough in here for you to help you envision how numbers work when you're multiplying by 10, 100, or 1,000. Have a great day.